our next guest signed with the Rams in the middle of December. He then had 3 straight 100-yard games, including against, sorry to remind you, Cowboys in the playoffs. And he helped lead the Rams to the Super Bowl. Now he's about to be a free agent. CJ Anderson, welcome to Undisputed.
Welcome.
Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about right now your future. Do you expect to be back with the Rams or somewhere else?
I hope so. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, last year coming off a 1,000-yard season and being top 10 in rushing and top 5 in yards per carry, yards after contact, getting released by Denver, and then, going through the whirlwind, getting released this year, lets you know it's a crazy business. So
it's a crazy business.
We'll see.
And what you did was even crazier. And I got to get this off my chest. I got to get it out of my craw, because what you did to my Dallas Cowboys, and I'm a lifelong fan, was simply the most shocking development I have ever witnessed in any playoff game I have ever watched in all my history, because I didn't see this coming. Remember, my Cowboys had just shut down, albeit at home, the Seattle rushing attack, which was ranked #1 in the National Football League.
Amen.
So what's the last thing I'm expecting at the Coliseum from the newest Ram, CJ, even though you had bedeviled my team before in Game 2, you remember in 2017 in Denver, which was an avalanche on top of my Cowboys, but you ran wild in that game. So please help me out. Save me from myself, because I still can't make peace with how it happened. What happened in your eyes that night when you guys went for 273 rush yards, 170 in the first half, and you were the primary perpetrator of all of the above? How did that happen?
I think, one, the article that came out about tipping and y'all front.
That came out like with the tells.
Yeah, the tells. That some of that was true, not like 100%. But I just think
where your linemen could just tell which way my linemen were going to go, right?
They said that. Obviously, me lining up 7 yards in the backfield, I didn't get to see that much. But I just think the O-line took a challenge. That all week we was hearing Cowboys stop #1 in Seattle, and, they're going to shut down me and Gurley, and, we can't run the ball on them. So I think our O-line took that offensive. Me and Todd took that offensive, and we had fun.
I saw gaping holes. Is that what you were seeing? Like real estate, lots of green?
It's been a while since I've had some holes that big.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did the Cowboys talk? Did you talk to them after they finally dragged you down after 25 yards? Did you say it?
Nah, we didn't talk. I remember now, I probably shouldn't say this, but I remember when Jalen Smith, like in the middle of our cadence, will yell out certain calls and things. And you start to pick those up, me being a veteran in the game, you start to pick those up during the game. So you go to the sideline, hey, when Jalen says this, when DeMarcus does this, you start to pick up little tendencies, and, thank God that Coach McVay listened to us, and, we had a successful day that night.
Were you shocked at how easy it was?
Oh, for sure. You never go in thinking you're going to rush. I mean, 2 of us rushed for 100, and we rushed for 270. You never go in thinking you're going to rush for 270. You want to run the ball effectively, and, you want to control the game and control the clock, but you never think it would be something, like that. And it was a dominant performance by our O-line, and, me and Todd just picked the right spot.
Let's go bigger picture. So what you pulled off was probably the greatest off-the-couch story ever, because, again, you get released by Carolina. This is after Denver, obviously, and then you spend 5 weird days with Oakland and John Gruden. What happened there? I don't even
2 O-linemen got hurt. John Gruden pulled me in and was honest, was like, we got a $100 million quarterback. We got to protect him. They got to bring a guy up from practice squad and bring a guy back they cut earlier in the year because he knew the play. So I understood that. I just got there. It was kind of like the Todd Gurley situation. I was supposed to play for Doug Martin, but Doug Martin ended up playing that week. I could say this about the Raiders, for all Raider fans out there. Gruden is doing the right things when it comes like preparation and game planning.
By the way, you grew up
putting in. I grew up in the Bay too, so I got a little bias to the Raiders too. But
you believe.
But I do believe in what's going now. I don't know what's going to happen in the draft and what's coming up, free agency for them. But as far as how to prepare and how to get your team ready to play a football game, John's doing the right thing.
Okay, so then you wind up with the Rams out of the blue, and you go for 167 against Arizona and 132 against San Francisco. Games that didn't really matter, but
mattered to me.
You were under the radar. You were kind of under the radar until the playoffs started. But in my view, this is just my 2 cents from a distance, it looked like Sean McVay decided that you were just running at a higher level than Todd Gurley. Hurt or not hurt, that you were the hotter back. Did you get that vibe and feeling from your new head coach?
Nah, not that one. It was it's Todd's team. It's still Todd's team, no matter what happens, even if I come back. I think I earned playing time. You know, I learned in this league, you know, being 7 years in, you can earn opportunity. And I believe I earned opportunity. And I think having 2 capable backs who can do it, I think that, you know, nothing against Malcolm Brown or John Kelly, or, you know, who they had before, but I think 2 capable backs who've done it in this league at a high level, I think it gave, you know, McVay more tools to play with. And then, you know, you kept Gurley fresh. Like, you know, the goal of keeping Gurley fresh was hopefully he can spring the home run. I mean, obviously I'm not going 80, you know, no time soon, and that's fine with me. But hopefully we keep it fresh so he can go.
How hurt was Todd when you got there?
He was more hurt than what we thought. He was, you know, the injury was a little bit more than what everybody in the building thought, including himself.
What would you call a sprained knee? Is that fair?
Yeah, it was, you know, he never really tell me. It was tough. I would say sprained knee. Obviously, it's the same knee injury he's had before in his career. So, obviously, I had surgery on my meniscus, and once you have a knee, you always have a knee. So, it aggregates, and it just, you know, if he was getting, you know, a lot of touches early in the year, obviously, him being one of the best running backs, that probably was the case.
Against my team, Gurley had a couple of bursts that were big.
I mean, yeah, when he looked good, he looked
like Todd Gurley to me, right?
So,
but then you get to New Orleans, and it looked like you were going to get the lion's share of the carries at Saints, right?
Right. When we came in, we knew both of us going in the game, both of us going to be used. Now, I don't think it was a hot hand thing because it was more like, you know, it was up front. I was receptive to tell, like, hey, if Todd want to go, he want to go. And I was okay with that. Obviously, you know, he got him there, you know, 21 touchdowns this year. And, you know, what he's done in his league, you know, since he's been in has been great. So it was more like, CJ, we're going to play you, you know, but if our guy wants the ball and if he wants to go and he wants to do this, then we're going to roll with 30. And that was okay with me.
So what did Belichick's defense do to stop you that my defense couldn't figure out? What was the difference?
Please tell him.
I think Bill does a great job of putting his team in the right position. You know, they played great gap control against us. You know, they gave us some different coverages that was not shown on tape.
Really?
I mean, 90%. I mean, if anybody want to go back and watch Super Bowl, like, if you watch their season, 90% they've been in man. They play a little zone here, but they probably play 80% zone against us. You know, just maybe because they probably didn't think they had the best matchup.
Was that to help stop the run, maybe?
I don't know if it was help stop the run. I think it was help to stop our big plays. You know, just from the outside in when I was watching the Rams, you know, when they came on primetime and things, big plays got the offense going. The run game got the offense going. So if you slow down the run game and then you limited the big plays, you know, obviously we had plenty against Dallas. And then, you know, our big plays against New Orleans was just enough to find a way to win in New Orleans. So I think they slowed down a lot of our big plays. It was kind of frustrating, and that's kind of how the game went. Sucks. Kind of how it went.
Yep.
So much talk all season was about your weight. And my one question is, did it bother you? Some of that criticism, some of that talk?
Nah. The crazy part is I've been in this league for 7 years. I'm undrafted. I've always been over 4 yards a carry. You know, I've been a top 10 back. I've been a Pro Bowler. Nothing changed. I like the production, the productivity. People miss that inside the lines. Like, you know, I'm not Ezekiel Elliott or Todd Gurley or Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, but I'm productive in my own way.
You
I try to get as many first downs as I possibly can, and I help the team win in other ways with blitz pickup and things of that nature. And you know, using the cerebral mind is what I do.
Yeah.
You can carry your weight.
You're going to give him some nightmares, I think, for a while. Skip, I'm sorry. But, CJ, so good to have you.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Way to go. Thank you.
We're going to be right back.